What's up and what's happening, y'all? Really quickly, before the Daily Dose gets started, I want to talk about two very important things. The things that drive QSR and retail success are people and profits. Do you understand how to connect with people, and do you understand how to keep more of what your organization is earning? If you struggle, or if you want to take that to the next level, head over to tpenow.com. That's tpenow.com, and let's get connected. We have 4 total coaches that are passionate, that are dedicated, and that are skilled to help people and profits grow and advance in your organization. Again, head over to tpenow.com if you want to get connected with a peer-led company that is focused on bringing new and fresh information to businesses to help them pivot into their next. Let's go.
What's up, TPE family? It's time for us to get a little better with the Daily Dose of Leadership with Alex Seal. Let's go!
What's up and what's happening, TPE fam? I'm excited to be back in the Daily Dose with you guys, where our aim is just to get a little bit better each and every day. I'm excited because it's another day and another opportunity for us to lead better, for us to help others and ourselves pivot into the next season and into the next level in our lives. And so the Daily Dose is designed to help you do just that. My name is Alex Seal, and I've spent over 20 years working for the world's most caring company. 15 of those years have been spent in leadership. So I have been having the pleasure and the joy to help other people advance, grow, develop. I've had the opportunity to develop systems that will help businesses grow, thrive, and flourish. And we've also, my wife and I, we've also had the chance to build businesses outside of my occupation. So the experience here in the Daily Dose is incredible. And I really do believe that the things that we share in this space helps us get to the next level in our lives. And so I want to extend the invitation to each and every person who is here to not only participate in the Daily Dose, which, by the way, comes on Monday through Friday at 4:30 via Twitch, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And so you can find this content for free live on those platforms. Also, you can find the following day's broadcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts. But I want to invite each and every one of you guys to head over to tpenow.com. And so we're about 150 episodes. This is the 150th episode actually of the Daily Dose. And so I know you guys have been enjoying this content, and you might be asking yourself, well, how do I continue to get connected with you, Alex, or any of the other coaches that you have in the business? Myself and 3 other people, we have a cumulative of over 50 years of organizational experience that we want to share to help you get to the next level in your life. And so head over to tpenow.com and book a discovery call. That's totally free, 100% free, an opportunity for us to get connected and for us to speak into how can we get you connected to the next phase and into the next level in your life. So tpenow.com and book that discovery call today. Also, I want to add to that, we are rolling out our development community. Our coaching business is comprised of 3 main components, and the community piece of those components is critical. And so be on the lookout for something called Leaders Square, and that's going to be our hub, home, and our group for leaders, business owners to share ideas, to talk through certain things that are going on in their leadership, in their organizations, in their businesses. And so we want to just create an opportunity for people to gather and for us to pour into the individuals that we are connected with. So this group will be rolling out to the public really soon. And so be on the lookout for that. If you don't follow us on Instagram, please follow us on Instagram at tpenow.com for more information. You can also find us on Facebook at the Pivot Experience LLC. And you'll find more websites website, more information on our website as well. And so I want to go ahead and jump into today's Daily Dose topic. And it's going to be 3 thoughts to consider when becoming a leader. 3 thoughts to consider when becoming a leader. And this is more so going to be speaking to some of the things that I've identified that could possibly act as pitfalls or deterrents from you becoming a leader. I'll just tell you, there's a lot of things that can happen in our lives to make us feel like we're not ready, or we feel like we're inferior, or we feel like we're less than. And I'm here to tell you that you're much more than what you realize. You're much more than what you think that you have the capacity to do. The number one thing that you need to do is believe in yourself, get yourself connected with the right people, find the right content to consume, and you can definitely be on your way to becoming a leader or a business owner. So the number one thing I want to kind of impress upon you in in these 3 different thoughts to consider is is to make mistakes. You will make mistakes along your journey, no matter how perfect you try to make things, or no matter how how much you try to prepare for it. You will make a mistake. And so here's the deal. You got to think about this. Failure isn't final. Failure is not final. And so when we position ourselves to get out there and do some things that may be beyond our comfort zone, we create an opportunity that says that we might fail at it, and that's okay. The thing about failure is that you learn during the course of those failures. You learn during the course of those opportunities to experience something new. And the thing about it is, if you're not failing, it's a high percentage chance you're not trying hard enough. You're not risking it enough. You're not taking a big enough leap that will constitute you being in a position to possibly fail. And so I definitely want to encourage you to not say that you just want to make mistakes haphazardly and you don't want to be careless, but you want to be open to the idea that you might make mistakes along the way. That's number one. Number 2, start before you're ready. I think this is, I personally will say, just in this journey of content creation, podcasting, and things like that, I thought I had to buy the fancy camera. I had to go buy the fancy microphone. I had to go buy the couch. I had to go get this. I had to go get that. And I kept going, instead of saying ready, set, go, I kept going ready, 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 set. And I go back to ready, 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 ready. And so the thing is, and I'll tell you this honestly, just in my journey, no matter how much stuff that you purchase, or no matter how many things or videos you watch or content you consume, it doesn't prepare you. Nothing prepares you for whatever you're trying to do like the reps of getting it done does. Like actually pursuing and doing and taking getting the repetitions in around whatever it is that you want to do. That's what's really going to shape your ability to be ready. And that's really what's going to shape your ability to get done what you want to get done, or accomplish your goals. Because a lot of times you'll end up spending money on things that you don't necessarily need, or you'll realize like, man, I really need to spend no money on that, or man, I didn't really need that light, or need this or need that. Quite honestly, I've purchased some things that I don't even use anymore because I thought I needed it, but I bought it because I thought I needed it. But the thing that you need to do, and I think this is really just really, 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 really crucial in you getting to where you want to go, is you just got to start, man. I'll tell you, I started doing graphic design maybe let's see, this is 2015, so you're talking about maybe 8 years ago. And if I go back and look at some of those first graphics I produced for some of my clients, I've come a long ways, but I never would have gotten to the place to where I've gotten now in terms of my graphic design or anything, the video editing or nothing that I do currently, if I never would have started with that first graphic with that first client. And so you never know what your next will look like unless you're playing in the game today. I say that again. You'll never achieve a next level, next season, a next anything unless you start playing the game today. So like, start before you're ready. Now, of course, I'm not saying to be negligent. If there's certain business things that you need, certain licenses, certain just certain bits of education and training that you need to do something, I would encourage you to do that because you don't want to do anything unethical or anything that will put you in harm's way. But definitely, if it's nothing that's impeding you like that, I say jump off the porch and get it done. And the third but certainly not least is, and this is the one that I struggle with as well. So don't feel like you're alone in this. It's done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. And when you, for me, and I said it on the front of this broadcast, I have 20 years of organizational experience. 15 of those years have been spent in leadership. And so there's a certain level of expectation that I'm exposed to in my 9 to 5 that would tend to spill over into the personal businesses that I have, where the resources aren't the same, the personnel support isn't the same. I go from one facet of my life where we're managing a team of over 200 people to now in my personal businesses managing a team of 1 or maybe 4. So the dynamics are totally different. And so the idea is that, where you might strive for a high level of perfection, a high level of expectation in one arena, you might not have the ability to achieve the same in the other. And so you've got to understand that getting things done is better than being perfect. Sure, you want things to align with what your brand is. You want things to align with what your expectations and what your values are, but you can't get so consumed with that the way you don't do anything. The idea of perfection paralysis accompanied with being overwhelmed stifles your ability to capture your goals. It stifles your ability to be able to get to where you want to get to. And so it's much better for you to take on the idea of getting something done versus it being perfect. Because the more things you check off the box, because here's the thing, the more things you check off, the easier it becomes for you to operate within whatever business or space that you want to be in. And then the easier that becomes, the more confidence you gain, the more attractive your organization or your vision is to other people, so that you'll be garnering more support. And so, but you don't do none of those things unless you start getting work done. And more importantly, you'll never really know what you'll look like in the marketplace until you start getting things done, and then you start soliciting feedback. I think that's one thing that's lost on us younger entrepreneurs, is the need for feedback. And sometimes we look at feedback as a negative tool or engine, but when used properly, feedback could be the differentiator in our product or services being good to great, and so but you never achieve the ability to be able to get feedback unless you start getting things done. So I'm gonna go through those 3 things really quickly. Number 1, make mistakes. Things are going to happen, and I'll tell you this: if you're not making mistakes, you might not be stretching yourself enough to be able to be in position to make those risks and to make those learnings happen. Number 2, start before you're ready. None of us are truly 100% ready whenever we approach an endeavor anyway. So I would encourage you to get started. Make that first podcast is not going to be as great as the 100th. The first shirt design is not going to be as great as the 50th. And so but you never get to the 100th or you never get to the 50th unless you start with the first. And so you got to get started before you're ready. And then as you continue to get those reps in, you'll see what you can do to make things in your business or organization better. And last but certainly not least, done is better than perfect. And so getting things done, checking things off, even though they may not be as cool as you see on somebody else's Instagram, that individual started somewhere. A lot of times social media gives us a false impression of what things should be. Everybody starts somewhere. I mean, if you go back and look at one of my first daily doses, or you look at one of my first podcasts, it is nothing like it is now, at least in my opinion, in terms of my comfort on camera, in terms of talking to people, in terms of being able to facilitate a conversation, in terms of being able to articulate myself and my thoughts. It's gotten a lot better, and it's only gotten better because of the reps. I think I am a walking testament to that. And then I'm just gonna add this in as a bonus, and it's really not on this. Like, don't get discouraged by your initial impressions. And I think I might have said a little bit of this in the beginning, but like for me, for example, again, I put on multiple hats, where one hat, we get the opportunity and we're blessed with the chance to be able to manage over 200 people, to connect and collaborate with other high level leaders. And then when I come over to my own business, and in that business, we're generating tons of numbers. If we was, our people are consumed with streaming numbers. If we looked at what we stream on a day-to-day basis, if you can converted to that, it'll be incredible. It'll be enormous. But when you go into your own thing, you're not creating those same level of results. You're not creating that same level of buy-in. And so you have to be married to what the vision is that you're trying to accomplish and continue just to work at it. And because the numbers will come. I'll tell you for me on a personal note, I want to get into keynoting and speaking as a long-term play for me in my career. I think that'll be a nice compliment to me as I start to reach the back half of my life. And I definitely want to do that, but I realize I can't do that until I get the reps in. And me doing things that may not be as glamorous to the outside world, it's okay because I know that I'm getting the practice in. The more I get in front of this mic, the more comfortable I get, the more familiar I get with myself and my own story, the better it will translate into what my ultimate goals are. And so don't get discouraged by what other people are saying or not saying about what you do. Continue to do your thing. Continue to be awesome. Continue to just keep doing it. And then at a certain point, you'll realize the things that you need to work on or change. And then more importantly, people will start to notice and you'll start to get that traction. You'll start to get that confidence that you want to get in your organization. So, man, I've enjoyed this daily dose today. I hope that something was said that will help you pivot into your next. Again, if you want to get more connected with us, head over to tpenow.com, tpenow.com, so you can book a discovery call so we can help you pivot into your next. I believe we have the experience and we are a peer-led organization, meaning that we have people who are active and live in businesses right now. We're not just speaking from a standpoint of us only being a consultancy or only being a coaching company, but we're actively doing the things that we're talking about in our sessions. We're actively doing the things that we're talking about on these broadcasts. Everything that I say on a daily dose, 9 times out of 10, is something that I've either A, done myself personally, or B, help someone else work through. And so just take that into account when you're thinking about mentorship and coaching. What have the coaches done, what their current experience are, and what their long-term trajectory looks like. And so I believe strongly that the trajectory of the individuals who are a part of this company is great. And I think we have something to offer to you to help you get there. So let's go over to tpenow.com and get that done. And until next time, TPE family, peace.
The Pivot Experience, also known as the TPE, is all about helping you get to your next. What is your next? Your next promotion, your next career move, opening that business. If this is you or you're interested in any of these items or anything that pertains to leadership, let's book a discovery call so we can discover exactly what direction you want to go in and how can I help. Let's get connected.